Hello everybody, and welcome back to another fanfiction reading. Sorry I've been gone for a little while, but here we are. I hope you're ready for some good old-fashioned cartoon shenanigans with Dr. Discord's Seussiful Equestrian Adventure by Atomic Muffin. Part 1. The Drac in the Hat. Know some things about that. Then our mother came in, and she said to us two, "Did you have any fun? Tell me, what did you do?" And Sally and I did not know what to say. Should we tell her the things that went on there that day? Should we tell her about it? Now what should we do? Well, what would you do if your mother asked you? Discord shut the worn book with a soft snap and sighed contentedly. He sat for a few minutes in his comfortable armchair and stared into the crackling flames dancing merrily inside his fireplace. He glanced over his shoulder and realized that he had company. "Ah, do come in. Please, take a seat." He conjured another plush chair with a snap of his claws. Discord chuckled. "My apologies. I forgot you were the reader and don't have a physical form in this world." He ceased his chuckling and adopted a frown. "It was just a little joke. No need to get testy." Once again, his charming smile returned, and he continued. "I had just finished reading a book from your world. This Dr. Seuss guy must have been a real riot at parties. It's a real shame that poor ponies of this world don't have the same chaotic creativity." He stroked his goatee thoughtfully. "Maybe I should show my new friends a little of what real literature is all about. Would you like to come along for the ride?" Like you have a choice. With a pop, the room faded away, and Discord reappeared outside of a familiar library. The rain fell heavy, and the rain fell in sheets. Twilight was frantic, checking for leaks. She flew through her home on her alicorn wings, and motioned for Fluttershy to help her with things. "This rain is a mystery. It shouldn't be here. Something's not right, at least so I fear." Fluttershy quietly sets down her tea. "Neither does it make much sense to me." Their attention was caught by a knock at the door, and Twilight did think, who would fight this downpour? The knock came again, then twice, then thrice. Fluttershy opened the door, because she's so nice. The door swung open, and she gasped in surprise, for there was Discord before her very eyes. He pedaled inside on his blue unicycle, shaking the rain from his umbrella. It was more than a trifle. "Discord, what are you doing?" she squeaked in surprise. "I came by to play," he innocently replies. Twilight glided down, her face in a frown. "What's he doing here? What does he need?" she asked as he smiled, playing her questions no heed. "Hello, my friend, pleasure to see you again, but enough of my silliness, let's get down to business. I have something here that's worth a look, and I can assure you now it's a very special book. But you can't just have it, 'cause that would be lame. In order to read it, you must play my game." Skeptical Twilight wasn't sure in the least, but Fluttershy's smile put her at peace. "All right, Discord, but don't pull any tricks. I don't want to have to break out the 6. She knew he remembered the powerful jewels. "Please hurry up and tell us the rules." He tutted the princesses with an indignant huff. "That would ruin the fun, as you know well enough. You haven't been listening to the things that you're saying. Even the reader could tell you that you're already playing." Twilight grimaced at the chaotic clown. Now we can't have that, Discord thought with a frown. With a snap of his claw, the house started to change. The halls and the rooms became twisted and strange. Some things grew longer and others were short, but Discord kept working, making things out of sort. With another sharp snap, there was a bright flash of light. Fluttershy grabbed onto Twilight and held on to her tight. When the blinding light faded, oh, what did they see? They awoke in a room as different as could be. The ceilings were taller and nothing was straight. This would drive Twilight crazy, like a sock with no mate. Both ponies sat quietly, each plopped in a chair. Rain fell down the window, and all they did was stare. They heard a sharp cry, and they turned around fast. The sight that they saw left them both aghast. Spike swam in a bowl made of clear glass, with not claws but fins and scales that did flash. "Twilight, you gotta help me. You know that you must. I don't want to be a fish, and you're the one I most trust." Something was wrong, and she knew who to blame, but there were mysteries to solve before the villain came. Something sounds off about your words and your timing, Fluttershy interrupted. Oh my goodness, we're rhyming! All three gasped as they realized the same, but they jumped in surprise as the villain now came. He didn't knock on the door, he just burst right on through. Did he give any cares? Well, maybe a few. He closed the door with a flick of his tail, and he strode with purpose like wind in a sail. He whipped on a hat with stripes white and red. It was tall and sat crooked on his horned head. He grinned at the pony's light glinting off his fang, when Twilight punched him with a satisfying bang. The Draconicus reeled, and wide were his eyes. What was that for? He said in surprise. My home is a wreck, and Spike is a fish. Now we're all rhyming. What the heck is this? Fluttershy cringed, clearly unhappy, but Discord is cunning, so he's explained rather snappy. This is the world of the book that I did mention. Remember the one from another dimension? Twilight gazed around unsure whether to puke or to fawn. She had thought to decide if she could even go on. She ground her teeth as her scholar's mind won. She just had to accept that the game had begun. Spike then did speak in a fishy growl. You can't trust him, Twilight. I swear he's still foul. Fluttershy was hurt by the insult she heard. I guarantee he's harmless. You have my word. No offense, Fluttershy, but you were too soft. You take his side entirely too oft. I assure you everything will be well, Discord boasted with cheer. Without further ado, the Drac in the Hat is finally here. From behind his back, Discord pulled a crate. As far as crates go, it was very first-rate. The wood was smooth and the lock was strong. No pony would guess that things could go wrong. Spike pointed at it with a slippery fin. That box is shaking hard. What the world is within? Discord sat on the lid as he played with the latch like a mother hen who wanted her eggs to hatch. Inside are two friends, I will show them to you. Inside our two friends I call Thing 1 and Thing 2. The box fell away with a thud and a crash, and inside the box were Rarity and Rainbow Dash. In red one-piece suits they stood in their room. Dash rolled her eye at Rarity's distress and gloom. Rainbow, asked Twilight, what did he do? I lost a bet, so now I'm Thing 2. Don't think this is losing, Discord chided with glee. You can't even imagine how much fun it will be. Rarity cried, I don't know about fun, but I don't like this costume even if I'm Thing 1. Discord glared with a gaze made for hawks. He growled, do you want to go back in the box? The pair shook their heads in fear and alarm, and hoped that the Drac really meant them no harm. Discord reclined on a green jello-y blob. With a dismissive wave, he said, go do your job. With a sigh and a groan, the two went to work, causing mayhem and madness for that big smug jerk. Books fell from the shelves and fell in a mound. The china was broken and the drapes were torn down. Discord, stop them! Twilight started to plea, but the Drac answered innocently, don't look at me. Get them into the box and make sure they're stuck. That will end this game. I wish you good luck. The box had reformed where it once stood before. Right in its place it stood, right next to the door. Twilight looked to her friend, and they heard a loud crash. Fluttershy sighed. We should start with Dash. They rose through the air on their majestic wings, but the Queen of the Sky could teach them some things. Dash flitted around like a bee on a flower. In the air, no pony was her match in power. They zigged and they zagged, they zoomed and they chased. They flew as hard as they could, but they barely kept pace. Fluttershy paused for a moment to think. I have a plan, but you won't like it, I think. Try and get Dash to fly near that shelf, and I think we can get her to trap herself. Twilight nodded and chased after Rainbow. Dash took off quickly, but expected to see Yellow. Where is Fluttershy? She thought to herself. She hoped that their antics weren't bad for her health. She ended the thought as Twilight drew close. She unwittingly approached the shelf Fluttershy chose. A cascade of books rained down from above and pushed Dash to the ground with a forceful shove. Twilight then caught her in her magical grip, and Fluttershy made sure Dash didn't give them the slip. No matter how much she did squirm or shake, nothing would stop them from tossing her in the crate. Twilight slammed down the lid, but her spirits were low. One down, she said, and one more to go. Rarity tore through the house, messing up the decor. Fixing it all would sure be a chore. She ran up the stairs to the landing ahead, and though she detested it, she jumped on the bed. The pillows were scattered, the sheets were all crumpled, the headboard was crooked, and the comforter rumpled. When Twilight and Fluttershy flew up from below, Give it up, Rarity! It's time to go! Rarity used her magic to grab odds and ends, and she whirled them around her like a maelstrom it spins. Fluttershy gaped in the swirling gale, and Twilight's face looked unnaturally pale. Then Twilight brightened. A plan she did make. You need to fly through it, for Rarity's sake. Fluttershy was scared, but she trusted her after all. She leapt meekly forward and into the squall. Rarity was distracted, too many things twist and bent. It could not hit Fluttershy, she wouldn't hurt her friend. Twilight teleported behind her with a soft little pop, then flicked her horn hard to make her stop. Well, that wasn't so hard, and she made herself busy. Speak for yourself, Fluttershy replied. She was very, very dizzy. With Rarity secured, they descended the stair to finally return the last renegade mare. Discord did laugh at the sight of her plight. Don't forget to throw her in and lock it up tight. She threw her friend in the box made of wood. This prize that you offer had better be good. Discord sighed, now his game finally through. They weren't very amused, this he definitely knew. Alright, Princess Sparkle, you win this round. But keep yourself sharp for my next trip to town. Dr. Seuss is gentle, never evil nor feral. But how about next time I try Lewis Carroll? He laughed and he snapped in his claws with a crack. Then a brilliant white flash changed everything back. Twilight glanced around the room once the spots had cleared from her eyes. The sun was streaming through the windows without a rain cloud in sight. Her treehouse was completely back to normal. In fact, it looked cleaner than it had earlier. The only indication that anything odd had happened was the fact that Fluttershy, Rainbow Dash, and Rarity were standing near her. All three of them were trying to allow their eyes to adjust to the light. Twilight heard a muffled groan. Spinning around, she saw Spike standing near her desk, trying to pry a fishbowl off of his head. She trotted over to help him, but something strange caught her eye. A tiny book sat on her desk. It was brightly colored, like a children's book. She quickly read the title. The Cat in the Hat? You've got to be joking. Discord floated up on a cloud and kicked back, making himself at home. He turned to the reader and said, Well, that's how it goes. Twilight didn't take it as well as I would hope, but I did keep our deal. There's always next time, I guess. He continued to float leisurely away, but suddenly, a mass of balloons rose up from the clouds. Discord laughed until an irritated Pinkie Pie hovered at eye level. She glared at Discord and shoved her face right up to his. She angrily cried, Discord, why did you do all those fun things and not invite me? Do you think I'm not fun anymore? She pulled away and started to cry. Her mane lost its luster and deflated. It hung limp and straight, partially covered her tear-stained face. She sniffled and continued. I was there for you from the beginning. I thought we were friends. She gazed soulfully at the Draconiquist. Aren't we friends anymore? Discord hesitated and sputtered a few times. He shifted his gaze all around, looking for a solution. He frantically whispered, Hey, Atomic! Mind helping a brother out here? Hey man, this is your bed. Sleep in it. You wrote this, he argued. Help me! I want to get out of this alive, you know. Pinkie overheard his whispers and her temper flared dangerously. She shouted, Atomic Archimedes Muffin, don't you dare help him worm his way out of this one. Sorry, Discord. You're on your own. Discord shouted indignantly. Whatever happened to bronies before ponies? She used my full name. This mare means business. I'm out. Can't you just roll the credits or something? He pleaded. Pinkie frantically flailed her hooves, trying to propel herself forward. She gasped, Discord, don't you dare!